Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Abai Discussion. This is episode 429, and today we are featuring Maestro Richard, who's going to be talking about Gojo, talking about some Kung Fu and all that, methodology, and he's also going to be doing a demo. So, without further ado, joining him tonight is going to be Steve from Canada. I think he's going to be doing a Led Zeppelin towards the end there for us, and none other than Master Eugene. I mean, how can we go wrong with having Master Eugene here? So without further ado, here we go. If you're watching, tell us where you're watching from. Smash that like button. We're just getting started. Hey, everybody.
Everyone.
There's somebody's got an echo going on. I'm not sure if they're running two devices. Yeah. Let me see. Is that better? Still an echo. Anybody got an external speaker or something? Or?
Yeah, the sound I hear here is echo.
Sound like
Yeah, there's definitely
echo.
Yeah, there's an echo.
Okay.
Try to mute your chart for the meantime. See if it works.
I'll mute.
Shouldn't have to mute anything.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, that's better. Okay.
Yeah, it's better than if we ask questions, you can put it on back.
Okay. All right. That's much better. All right. Okay. So we're just jumping in. Again, folks, if you're watching, tell us where you're watching from. It's back.
Is it feedback?
Yeah, it's nasty feedback.
And start.
Where's it coming from? You guys hearing it, or is it just me?
Let's try to mute.
We didn't have this yesterday, so
Yeah, I'll mute myself. Try to mute yours first, Steve.
Is that better? No, it's not you. How about now? No, somebody's getting.
Abai, Richard, try to mute you.
Shouldn't have to mute. Nobody muted yesterday. It's fine.
Try to mute by Richard.
Mute. Okay.
How about now?
Oh, that's better.
Okay. Can he hear us?
He probably would. We cannot hear him talking. That's the thing.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure what he's using differently. All right. All right. So we're going to get into the background. So, all right. So, Maestro Rich, what can you tell us about your background in FMA?
Well, I started studying Taekwondo in the 1980s. After that, we learned the art of Gokosa also. And later on, the practice of Taekwondo and Gokosa was stopped because Nongjo wants us to study the stick. His art of the living stick. It was in 1990. He started the art 1988 with some selected few students of Taekwondo and Gokosa. And me, Eugene, and his brother, and some other few also have studied with Longjo. And alam ko ba natin, Longjo's art is derived from Balintawak. This is his understanding.
Okay.
He didn't call his system Balintawak because for him he was not given the authority to use the name of Balintawak.
Okay.
But anyway, in Banati, the Banati is an acronym of Balintawak. It's Balintawak, Ancient, Art, and Technique. It's still there, the name. Yes, he just uses the acronym.
It's coming off.
So actually, my background is just with the non-Jews art, and I studied a little religion and some Tai Chi before, but it's only not not crash courses like that.
Okay. So, we got a question here from Elric, and he is asked basically about your other background and other roles. Fantastic feedback.
And that's already been taken up.
Yeah, it's going to be with the feedback. It's going to be hard.
So I'll just do it again. Actually, my background, I've started with non-Jews art, and I'm the direct, also one of the direct lineage of non-Jew of his Palakabanate.
Okay.
Other than that, I studied a little bit of Vincent, and I studied a little bit Tai Chi, young time, and I did also my own research.
When did you get
And I
into?
also
So what can you tell us
learned
about the?
Yunus art, Bahad Cebu.
Okay. What can you tell us about the kung fu lineages that you've done?
Uh, mine or Longjo?
Okay.
If we'll be talking about Longjo, he's from five ancestors boxing, Mutukun.
Okay. And so, what about that in the Coach Shoe?
Beg your pardon?
So one of the things I want to talk about is your kung fu FMA lineage, and did you put the two together?
If for me, it's only more on the Longjo's art.
Okay.
That's where my focus is.
Okay. And then, can you speak on the advantages of the Tat Kung Toe?
Tat Kung Tu, yeah, and the Kosa. Well, Tat Kung Tu, as we all know, students of Longjo, it's the bare hands version of the Balintawak. And with a mix of martial arts of karate, Eugene, and five inches of boxing, no chokun. It's more on the touch system, the Tatkun 2. If we talk about the Kosa was was formulated because that time in the 80s there was a lot of competition on full contact competition. So he formulated an untouched art. There's no, it's all just striping. There's no blocking or anything, or firing.
Okay.
That's the difference of the two.
Okay, so one has defense, the other one does not have defense?
Yes, it's all offense.
Okay. Eugene, Steve, anything you want to chime in with?
Oh, you want to know that? I'll be talking all day. No, just kidding. The way I understand it too. Oh, check. I-mute ka ba ni Chad para hindi mo lang Chad.
It's coming in.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so also to add up what Richard have said earlier, the Tatkunto is a Balintawak version of Empty Hand. And then, as Richard have said earlier, there's a combination of, the Japanese art and a little bit of Kung Fu, because back on the day, Kung Fu was very famous, right, during the Bruce Lee era. So instead of teaching the sticks, nobody likes sticks. So instead of teaching the sticks, they changed it into an empty hand version, and that's where Tat Konto came out. And then like, well, I would say maybe early 80s, Chad, am I right? Or late 70s, I would say. They started doing the jugo, upgraded it, or developed the gokosa, which is more like, it's like the art is like, it's more like less blocking. It's just more direct, just like boxing, right? Normally, if you see the skill of the boxer, you
Mm.
always can see the first two rounds. That's where you see the skill, where they wave, they step out,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they
Before
evade.
they get
But
exhausted.
later, in the later rounds, of course, that's where they're tired, they clinch, and they
Yeah, now
block,
they're going
because
to more.
that's
Right,
no
right.
longer their real skill of box. I mean, it's still there, but it's not really the right. I mean, it's no longer the skill that that is that we see most at boxing at best. Same as
Mm.
Gokusa, the art of the Gokusa that Jogo made is like, it's more like, I hit you, then I miss, you hit me more. So mean to say, you're winning. I try to myself to my best to hit you, but I miss, you keep hitting me. So that's the principle of Gokusa. And one example that I can give you is like the guy, if you guys know about the guy named Yuli Rumo, that's his
Really?
principle is kind of like that too. He learned that
Who?
that's one of the
Who
guy
do you
Yuli
talk?
Rumo. You look it up in Google. You probably can search his name. And he,
I've never heard. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't,
yeah,
yeah.
look it up. Yeah, and then he was also one of Jugo's student back on the day, probably before me and Richard, where he's kind of slightly older, and the principle that's what Kukusa is. And then later, as we go along in the late 90s, Jugo developed his understanding of the Balintawak in his own expression, and that's where
Mm.
Balakabarati came out. And that's for now, as in my section, because me and Richard are about the same section. He's just slightly senior than I am, and he's the one keep going, still training until now, and developing the art in his own way. I hope
So
it
if
answered
I'm
it.
understanding this correctly, and we'll get Steve in. So his whole, so if I'm, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is it kind of like he's got an umbrella, and underneath this umbrella, there's Balintawak, we got the Tat Kunto, and we got the
Yes,
Goshu. Is that all
Gok
correct?
Gokusha, yeah, Gokusa. That's his.
Is
I
all on
think
Okay.
All on
yeah.
Balakabanat.
Mhm.
So all right. So Steve, how they get? Tell me something. How are they integrated, separated, etc.?
You mean in Palakabanate? By me, I'm a student of Richard. I'm just a beginner, and so Richard teach me the old, because Palakabanate, you have is just a name, right? Is the name giving by Jogo, for the system, or you call that a method, or whatever you call that, and you have the old school, so the old way to do it, and Abai Richard continue the evolution of Palakabanate. And now you don't want to, he called that Lihok Banate. That's his own expression of the Palakabanate. So you don't change anything. Everything is still there. Everything is there, but he, the way he do it is really soft. It's like an internal martial art. Just to explain, because usually balintawak usually is bing bing tuck 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 tuck, blocking, you attack. It's not, at advanced level is not like that, but you know what I mean. So but with Richard Isley Hawk Banate is another, everything is body movement. Everything is in the footwork, the body movement, and we have a lot of influence of Bahad Subu from Grandmaster Yuli.
That
And
Yuli guy again?
Look him up
yes,
in Google. You'll find
yeah,
him.
yes, and because Richard is also trained with Yuli, Grandmaster Yuli. So yeah, so Richard, he teach me the old way also, the way he learned it, but also is evolution for him, his own expression of, we call Lihok Banate. So
Okay. So let's get back to Maestro Richard. Maestro, when did you meet PM Yuli, and what his influence on you.
Usually when he come by at my city, he usually call me, and I'm always the his dummy for his demonstrations of his students. Any foreigners coming in here in the Philippines, he usually call me up when they're here in Cebu. That's how I got his influence also. And he's also me and Eugene. He's also always teaching us. If he's not here, we talk on Zoom, on Facebook, we chat.
Okay. Do you guys still meet up and train together?
Yes.
Okay. Now that COVID is, well, I don't know. Is COVID gone over there?
Beg your pardon?
I keep hearing reports about COVID kind of making another run over there. Is COVID back still?
No more, no more, no more. Everything is safe now.
Oh, good. I only asked that Brandon Ricketts was telling me they were getting vanilla.
No,
They
no.
were getting another strand of it.
In fact, we're no longer wearing masks outside.
Okay. So it sounds kind of neat. You have this umbrella of this different systems underneath that. So what do you start with students on? Like, what do you first give the students as far as teaching?
Me teaching the student what I'll be teaching. Is that
Yeah,
that
correct.
question? Okay, yeah. Here I first I'll be telling them the introduction first. First, you'll be thinking why we're using a long stick. That's the first question of the student. On a longer stick, we could, Nongjo really wants the 36 inches because he could use this for using the both hands holding or the tapado.
Okay.
And also, if you hold it like this is only 32 inches, like this. But I've got this here at the end. If you hold it like this, you can also have, this is, you can also use this for the butt end. And like this. If you, actually in Leo Banati or Palaka Banati, we are using not the forearms in striking like this. This is the forearm. The way we strike, we 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 cultivate the body mechanics. So like when my substantial foot is at my rear, with the left foot, I shift my weight like this. When I strike, I just shift my weight and move my hips clockwise like this in striking, or I could move it like this, the old way. There's no very telegraphic movement. There's no recoiling here. This one is recoiling here. Us doing it just like this or this one.
Okay.
And also in Yok Banati, I've got Arnold here, Abai Arnold. When we strike, it's like just like this. So you strike. This one is blocking like this. My mind is very preoccupied in blocking. But in Banati and Liuk Banati, I'll just hide behind the stick. That's the principle in it. Any strike, I just shift my hips facing this straight like this. So I'm not doing this. I'm just waiting for it to ride. There. See? If I want to strike, there. There's already the strike. So I just move my hips without chambering.
Okay.
So my mind is not preoccupied in blocking. Because this is what happens when you block. Right. Here, I could change the direction, the trajectory of my stick by my footwork. Here's my strike. He's thinking about blocking. There, there's the block. Here. So all I do is I use my footwork like this. If he's quick, he's like me. Anyway, Arnold's also a student. He just moved his footwork also forward like this. So now he's safe. Everything is a chessboard. Because I know that he'll be behind me behind the stick. After this, I'll just move forward, step on him. Here. I've got my elbow here. And I've got also this here. But that won't work because we're too close. So what I'll do, I'll just flip him here. There. Instead of me striking him like this, he's the one coming into my stick. There. Then I just float. Bam. This one is Yuli's masterpiece. Here. Stepping on your foot. And tell him to use his knee so that he'll destroy my foundation. There. So he's now safe with just this movement. That for me, still not because I'm monitoring all this movement. Slight move, there, it's gone. That's how we do. We practice slow, not fast. Speed is in the timing and monitoring. That's why in our practice we just do it slow. Just a slow tempo so that you will understand the half beats. Like this. So this is fast. There. Then gone. This one is ground zero.
Ground zero.
So that's why I have to evolve because of the people are always evolving. Don't stick to what you learn. Venture out so that you know what others are doing. In the old days, we strike like this. This is how I evolved. Here, like that. When Yuli came, here, strike. There's a strike. That's why this is very dangerous, striking like that. But I will be blocking, but I will be striking. So there's the concept of Bokosa. You're not blocking, you're just waiting where it to arrive. He strikes first, I heard, I hit him first. First to best is first to be there. The old way. Here. This is the old way. Boom. Keep going to the eyes. Then, Niyok Manati way, here. But Niyok Manati way. There. So this is the shield here. That's why I have to change the way we swipe. Okay, this is already blocking. And all you have to do is you just slide his hand here. He's monitoring my stick. And also, if he's not monitoring this one, I could still hit him here. There. What I did, I just used my heel up. That's why all the different parts of the body is used in striking. You can see my heel here. I'm using my heel up here. So there's no tumbling here. I could use my left hand there with my footwork, and there you go. Pinning him. The most important thing here is the monitoring also. It's not the speed. So when I parry, there's no parrying also here. There. 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 Sorry. As he's as he is clearing, there's no clearing here. If you want to clear, you're opening up like this. Open up. There. So this is the heartbeat. The more you open up, the more you hit because I'm also monitoring the movement, your movement. Yes, there. In Hiyok Manati, we go around the obstacle. Here, this one here, this is the obstacle. Here. So when he blocks, this is also my obstacle. Observe my foot, my lower part. When I slide here, he's blocking me here, coming in here. I showed my I just shift my weight. There's my strike. So I'm not 1, 2. It's all a flow. Here's the strike. There. So you can see me chambering. From here, you reach quick, you just drop the stick to hit my hands here. Yeah. There. Boom. So everything is monitored. I know the thing we drop, I'm open here. There. Okay? So this one, I'm not getting his hands like this. Usually we do it like this, in the little here, so that you can chamber and strike. It's a very dangerous. Sorry, sorry. Okay, chamber and strike. Here. Yeah. So ikay sana ikay one. Export ko muna. Anyway, I'll just do this one. So always we use this one. Even if talk about natin. Yeah. But my understanding of the Lord of Art, he said, never use your hands. Here, I just drop my knee. There's a side. So I will do it 2 counts. 1, number 3, second, or third. When we drop the knee here, I need to monitor his hands because if I'll be doing this, you'll be punching me. There, punch. Wait. There, here. There, okay? That's why everything is monitored. Here, I'm monitoring, and he's also monitoring my stick. If my stick is here, when he's firing it, here, bulan. Here. Ayun, ito, one eh. Yeah, see? Now, here. Boom. I'm just staying away from his target. This one is by his projection. You know. Now I'm no longer there, but I'm here. Shift my weight. No need to chamber. I'm already here. So here's where the speed is. Yeah. There. Speed. You're speed because you're chambering. You want to chamber. Here, there's no chambering here. Yeah. That's that. There. See how I'm jamming his strike? Because I'm monitoring his left hand, his right hand. And also, here, when you, our way in Lihok Manati, we do it here. In Balingawak, it's black and white. In Lihok Manati, it's black and black. Tumbang. There, tumbang. See, I'm already jamming him here. If he wants to move forward, move forward. There. Boom. There's the side.
It's important to mention when you said monitor is slightly different is feeling.
Here. This one, I'm only diverting his strike away from me. There. He is going there. I'm just jamming it. I didn't block. I've learned this from Winston. There. So why should I be jamming? In fact, I'm already here. There. Good. There. Okay? This is the ambush. From here, there's a lot. You can do anything from here. There. And here. If I've been doing the long range like this, I want to be safe. That's why only for me to to be far. I can connect him when I'm here, but I can connect his fingers, his thumb here. So from here, that's why I have to move back because my target is his thumb. Thumb and elbow. See how I strike his elbow? Just like this. Here's the signature. That's it. No. Ayaw. Move. Move ako. Here. Here's the lutang. Boom. This is a base for him to go in. So like. Boom. There's the base. His foot, see, is rattling. Because of his hands is up here. So that's he going. There. See? But I'm monitoring him. So, here. So that's he going. He's not monitoring me. Yes. To the center of plexus. So everything is monitoring. Without monitoring, no. And also, when we strike, we're not striking like this. He's useless already. And you're open here. That's why we strike using our body like this. There. And our hands is also here. Because this is near. If I'm striking like this, I still have to travel how many distance before I reach here. Here. Are you still there? Hello?
Yeah, no, we're just giving you a bigger screen.
Oh, okay. Here. Here. That's why we strike our our hands is here. If we're exposing our hands, strike, expose your hands. There. So that's why we strike here. If we strike like this, so it's not it's not you snatch right away. Let him move. Distract him. There. Strike babaw na. Dire na. Strike dire na. Dire na. Sakang kanina. There. This is I am distracting his thinking. Here. He's blocking, jamming my hands there. But he doesn't know that I'm about to disarm him. That's right. So it's like not just disarming, but disarming and striking. A little slow. Here. So no. There. I want to jam him here. My elbow is here. I'm monitoring his hands like this. Okay, daga dito na. As he moves, no more. I'm gonna watch out with his elbow. Bante na. There. No more eggs. Fried eggs.
Scramble. Kita sila po?
So, again, he blocks, he hides behind the stick. He wants to strike, his strike is, hands is above, there, here's the strike, see? Ganun. Strike, sakang bunal. There's the strike. Here's the butt strike. And here's another strike. And gone. If he wants to jam my stick clip, there. I could just transfer my stick like this. Here. Jam. Yo, clip, dummy. Or kana. Okay, kana. Oh. Here. I'm stepping on his foot. So that's why our stick is hands is always here, and we're using not the forearm. If you'll be using the forearm, you'll be chambering, and before striking, you still have to do this one. In Niyok Manate or Palakamanate, we just strike it like, do it like this. Bawal mo eh. See, the movement, his elbow is open. I could strike his elbow like this. Good thing, he's afraid. He had to raise his elbow. That's why our elbow is stuck in here. So that it's safe. That, kuanay. Kuanay, kung stick na dito. Here's the, just I'm programming him to move like this. Okay, so that's where I go in because he's already coming in here. From here, I could strike his eggs like this. Boom. Atas na. Kita na lang, atas. There. So you strike. Okay. There's his strike. He forgot my stick is here. There. Boom. So no. Boom. Good thing. Good thing his hands is here. There. So I'll just go around him. Here. It's an obstacle. I go in. Like this. There. Yeah, dito na. Yeah. Ayaw. Yeah, dito. Here. He got my stick. Now I also have the stick. Let's all being prepared of every reaction. React and counter react. In here,
15 minutes.
we're not, in our firing, we just do this one here. So I'm just using my footwork, put my hands here. Put my hands here, see? I'll just leave my hands there and shift my weight, footwork, there. Now I'm monitoring his take. Why? If I'll be doing this, Balin, dito ka, dagan dito, dagan dito. See? Very dangerous. That's why when you move, you doing this, there. He's just changing the angle. So what I'll do, I'll also move, change the angle also here. Move. There. That's why always monitoring is very important. So, strike, boom. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there you go. There. No mistake. Get out. Okay. So, in Liuk Banati or Balak Banati, we go around the obstacle. That's the explanation. Obstacle, he just shift his weight and strike like that. This one, if he clears this one like this, I'm gonna hit him here. If he's scooping my hands, I can't because this is here outside. My hands is already outside when I wanna go in. There. So from here, pare. Ayaw, bunal. I'm just placing my hands here. It looks like I'm doing this, but not. I'm here. My hands is here. I just shift my weight. I'm going around the obstacle. This is obstacle. Oh, bulali ko rin. There. There's the obstacle. So my hands is still here. Not opening up like this. My obstacle is his body and his whole body and his stick. There. Balik ang saka rin. There. Through monitoring, you can do everything. Anything. There. Boom. He's preoccupied about getting this one. Supposed to be, his stick should be standing. He should be hiding behind the stick. Oh, there. This should be up here. Not clear and go strike. Patilugan stick. There. So I can't strike him because stick is already there. It's already an obstacle. So here, getting away from the obstacle, I'm going around like this. If you wanna drop his stick and go in here, that's the time I'm gonna move backward. There. And here. Okay, guys?
All right.
Yes, sir. I-mute lang mo pa dyan.
Actually,
Hindi ka putan na dyan. I-mute lang na yun.
yeah, can you mute?
I-mute lang din dyan. Pwede ba? I-mute din mong pan.
Mute.
Okay. Awesome. So Eugene, can you give us some just base, I guess, like on what you saw? Can you mute?
Yeah. Oh, Chad, mute, Chad. Chad.
Okay, I'll meet. Hey guys.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So you're okay.
Go ahead.
So I mean, obviously a phenomenal display there as far as what he's doing. But what I'm wondering is, in relate, how does your Belinda Walker, what you do, differ from what he's doing, or do you incorporate some of the stuff he does?
Yeah. Um, the balintawak that I do, if you generalize all balintawak, they all have that so-called the body stepping footwork. Mean to say, they do facing left and facing right, and the footwork and the weight shifting. But each of them have their own way of doing it. And what Richard is showing us today is the expression of how Grandmaster Jogo or Abai Nung Jo used to teach us. And I still remember um, that months before he died, he said that on his system he wants to connect all the dots, meaning to say from the Tatkunto, the Kokusha up to Palakabanati, he wants to put it into one. So now to answer the question, I still use the same core as Richard's doing, though there's a slight, interpretation. Richard, to be honest, I'm very honest to it that his understanding is slightly deeper than what I got when it comes to the body shifting and all those stuff. But if you look generally, we still do like in Balintawak. I will give you example. If you guys heard of a guy named Eddie Velez, one of his teachings that he taught me was the center line game, which Richard showed you just a while ago with his own explanation. And in Balintawak, on the Balintawak that I learned from, because I learned from the Velez system, the advanced, so-called advanced or whatever the deeper form of it, one of the attribute that they teach is the body movement or the center line game. They don't use exactly the same words, but it's like kind of like in Wing Chun, right? The pak sao and the tan sao is always straight on. Instead of doing a pak sao like this at the beginning, you do this, but later when you get better, it goes center. Same as the Blinta walk that I was taught. When you strike, instead of blocking this way like this, at the beginners, of course, they teach you to do this, but later it becomes like when you strike, you block in the center. And that's exactly what Richard was showing us earlier. It applies on all FMAs. I mean, I would say as a whole, it applies on all martial arts. Even in fencing, fencing has this kind of center line game.
The whole
So
center,
that,
yeah.
yeah, everything like Wing Chun, boxing, any karate. The in Jogo's expression, of course, and it applies to any martial arts. And I would say the movements are universal, but it is the own expression that we learn in each teacher. So to what's this the center line, to nullify that, we all know, like in boxing or any art, to nullify that you have to space yourself or angle yourself where to attack, right? Like in Jogo's system, you have to use the body footwork, stepping body footwork to nullify the center line. So mean to say, I'm attacking you here. If this is the triangle like this, you hit me in this triangle. Don't hit me in the sharp triangle. Hit me right here. That's where you off center me. Vice versa, I'll try to avoid you from doing it, and so on and so forth. So what Richard was showing us earlier, when you strike like this, if you stop him from here, the sharp of the attack is on your straight on you. But to nullify that, when he's hitting you here, you either get a little diagonal thing, and then attack to me. Then now you upsets me. And one best example we can see, the one very good example that we can see is Yuli Romo. In sparring, if you spar like this against straight on him, the way for him to destroy your center line is he have to break you from other angles. So it's like shooting, right?
Yeah.
If I shoot you like this, you can hide. But if I shoot around here, I look for some spot, and now I get you. So the principle is still there and intact. What Richard was showing us earlier, where he used the body stepping footwork, and in a balintawak that I am training right now, the basic are still the same. It's just the expression is slightly different. So I would say they're all good in their own way. Like balintawak, like I would say Velez balintawak is pretty good. Both balintawak, and other Balintawak, they're all good in their own way. So it's just a matter of expression, understanding the art. That's what Jogo had said before, that to, you know, to get better, you have just to understand what he taught you from the scratch, and then try to evolve in its own pattern. So that's what Richard's doing right now. He's I remember when we used to train back then in 1990, the Palakabanati was different to what you see now. So meaning to say, the way it's supposed to be, like Jogo had said before, is it's supposed to get better. You know, in our own expression, it's supposed to, I would say it's supposed to evolve. So
Yes.
mean to say, like, it's like back on the day in 1953 or earlier, it was IBM, right? The mainframe, the size of the house. And now
Yeah.
we're using this thing.
There
Probably
you
the
go.
capacity of this is bigger than the old mainframe back in 1950s.
Yeah.
So mean to say, to make the story short, it's evolving. I think the only way that we can replicate from the old people is the life and death experience that they did. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I would never do that. But in paper, you know, the understanding and the it's supposed to be better now, in a good
Yeah,
way,
right. I
right?
mean,
And that's what.
okay. Yeah, not only the
So
systems will be better,
that's
but
how I
hopefully the
go. Yeah, that's.
practitioners too.
Oh yeah. That's also one thing, and that's what I can say the difference of the expression that I learn right now from woodbug or tubels from what me and Richard used to train. It's still there. The core is still the same, but it has its own expression.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's its own expression. Like, you know, I would say the same root got different fruits, and they're all
Yeah.
good in their own way.
It's just interesting. Like I look at, I mean, most of my exposure to Balintawak, just by virtue of the interviews in his channel, has been, you know, kind of GM Bobby's faction.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm seeing this very dynamic here, but I'm not like with you guys. You're kind of, you know, it's almost more circular per se, or
Yeah,
you
it's the own
know,
expression of it's the own expression that Jugo Milan is doing, and of course I can still do that dynamic thing, but you know that's their own way of doing it. It's kind of like I would say
yeah. It's just
Pepsi.
interesting.
Pepsi is
You
slightly
know?
different from Coke, but
Yeah.
you know, if you generalize them, they're all cola.
Rich, what say you, Rich, on this?
Sorry. Oh,
Steve, what say
Yep.
you on
oh,
this?
Steve.
But what he said is very rare because Palakabanat, Liok, you know me from what I learned. I'm a student of Richard. So differently, what I like of this art is really body movement. You see him doing stuff, you know, it's like, that is demonstration, right? But he's very direct, he's very, that's finished very fast. But the center line, like, I do a lot of winching, me. So, so the center line is one of the principles that we use a lot in Lihok Banate, right? Center line. You see the stick is always in the center line. I don't block that way. I move my body that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
like it. I gotta be honest. I like the whole
When
principle.
I move my body that way, I'm still aiming at you, right?
Yeah.
When I do that, that's when I do 1, 2. Now, if I'm here, I move my body so I'm covered and I strike you. So it's in the middle, like Yuli, Grandmaster Yuli has always said, in the middle,
Destroying the center line. That's what been
in
brought
between.
to us.
But you right
GM
in
Usually, it's always the in between, right?
the in between, yes.
In
So
between,
the in between is there. Here you have no in between because you block strike 1, 2. Now it's here. So I move my, it's just an example, right? So I come to the center line, I move, and in the same time, I hit you. And if you try
it's interesting.
I'm covered. But that's practical stuff. And fighting could be different. But you learn the principle of lihok is the body motion. It's the most important thing. When you have the lihok now, it's not technique. Guru show a lot of, kind of technique, right? Technique, yes. But
yeah, he loves doing it.
that is there naturally. It's not technique 1, technique 2. We don't learn that.
Right.
We just go body motion, monitoring. So monitoring, because it's close range combat, more. So it's like Wing Chun, sticking hand,
Okay.
We always,
Okay.
but we never let our hand going to the side, because your center line, you have to protect your center line. So you have a lot of similarity with Wing Chun. And also the body motion, and like a lot of Chinese martial art use what I learned in Lee Hawk is sinking the body,
Sinking. Okay.
and you sink and you lifting. How you say that? You help me, Eugene, with the name.
What?
Sinking, floating.
Oh,
Yeah.
floating.
I go forward, and I
Mhm.
swallowing, sound. Anyway, you know what the name? So the body motion, weight.
Yeah, you wait. You do weight shifting.
Lastico?
You
Kind of
lean
raising
on, you lean
Lastico?
forward.
It's like if
Yeah,
I
like
absorb
plastico thingy. Yeah.
energy and I
Lastic,
go
right,
back.
Lastico, right?
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm. Or in
And
Bisaya, we call
that's
it toya toya.
Yes, and use a lot of the body strike, not the heart.
Okay.
So it's like Shingi. I do Shingi Chuan. Anyway, so a lot of Shingi, and it's Shingi principle right there. That's why I said it's like an internal martial art. It's
Okay.
just,
So
but we go slow because we don't need speed or force. We need
Yeah,
time.
they always say slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So
smooth as
perfect.
fast, right?
The
Yeah.
timing.
And-
The timing is important. If you have timing, you have speed. That you
Yeah.
don't need the speed. You have the timing. Even if the guy is fast, if I'm here and I'm just boom, he's done. Even
Yeah,
if he's
right.
very, but he strike just with his arm. Anyway, so it's just to blah
What,
blah. Is blah blah, but is this? Is that?
Yeah. What is it? Hey, before we get
Yeah, man, my English is so
Michael-
good.
you're good. You're good. Good. That's French English. That's awesome.
yes. Before we get Maestro Rich back on, I just want, how long are the sticks? How long?
You ask to
No, I'm wondering how long the sticks are. How long?
how long the stick? 36 inch.
36.
Yes, but
Okay.
it's the art of the living stick. Grandmaster Yuli use also the stick, the OLC. You call that BOLC.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very scary because what's scary about longer stick if you know to use it. Like I would give one example, like Yuli, right? Because this is the closest person to Richard that I can compare with when it comes to the concept. If his stick is long, it's very scary because he can play it in close range. And the scary one
Yeah,
there,
no,
because
I
when
get,
you
you can do here.
when you
Catch
hit
your
like
leg.
this, it's gonna go straight to the nails, the
Yeah.
foot, your nails. And then when it bounces up, it goes up. So
Yeah.
there's a when and where to use it. And he keeps on.
Yeah.
It changes from here to here. So his hands are so.
Yeah.
So you could have a short stick, you could have a long stick, you could have a
Yeah.
double hand. So we see,
And also, Dean, based on what I remember, why Abai Jogo taught us the longer stick, because it forces you to move the body. Because if I give you a short stick,
you're not getting.
because if you start liking this, which is good, don't get me wrong, I do this too, but you forget the essence or the whatness of how to move the
No, that
body.
makes sense. That makes complete
because
sense.
in any art, even in boxing, we all use body movement. We
Sure.
face left, or even karate or anything. It's the body movement is
Definitely,
really one of the I would say one of the integral, and then in the denominator of the whole thing to
Yeah.
make to make the art more efficient. So
Can
that's why
we
he
get
teaches the
him to
longer stick.
do? Can we get him to do an empty hand demo?
Oh, Chard, your turn, Chard. I'm done.
Can we do that?
Excuse me.
Maestro, can you do an empty hand demo?
Here, sure. But I know
All right, I'm gonna lower us. Here we go. Good.
Still the same. If in empty hands, this is only an extension. The stick is only an extension. So since it is only an extension, you have to shake your arm here. So there. So he's using his also his body in blocking like this. There. There's my strike. And he strike back, he chop. He there. Boom. So instead of blocking here, funny. Blocking here, I'll just slide my hands there. This is where Gokolsa's concept is coming in, but with the sensitivity of the hands. He strikes me there. No need for me to block this one. Getting, yeah, there, going in center. From here, boom. Ducosta's principle at Taekwondo are already in Palakabanati. That's why he said to drop, forget whatever you learn from the two systems, Taekwondo and Ducosta, concentrate on the Palakabanati. When we block, there, this is Ducosta, and that's Kunto, there. I'm still going into his center line. So all he has to do is footwork. There. And now they're here. I'm waiting for him to come in. Same thing. There. Move his foot backward. He's already hiding behind this. He's already blocking me. Like that. There. Boom. I'm going in. So it's just like the stick. Going in here. And drop. Boom. Float again. That's it, guys. So what more?
Sure. If you want to show more, sure.
Yeah, right. No, wait. You're there? What? He's not accustomed of bare hands. I know. We never strike here. As he goes in, I'll just jam him. So, tira. There. Boom. Boom. He strike first. He'll be hit first. Tira. There, Gokusa. Boom. Boom. So it's still in the center line. If I play, here's the bait. There's the bait. Same thing. Boom. I could still apply whatever I did on that stick. There. Spanking. So, actually, I'm already, the art of Taekwondo and Gokos is already there in Lihok Panati. Here, see? There. I'm just waiting for his hands to go in. Pat, boom. Overkill. So the same thing. Hey, guys? So anything that I did on the stick is still the same on the bare hand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what's the ranking?
Immutable.
Ranking.
Beg your pardon?
What is your ranking structure?
Actually, Lonjo doesn't want rankings and there's no seniorities here. That's why he, even us, he told us, never call me master, never call me grandmaster. He wants to call him Abai, meaning in our dialect, Abai meaning guide. That's why in our system here, there's no seniority and there's no ranking. Each one of us are guides with one another. Because without your partner, how can you progress? So you help one another. It's like brotherhood, sisterhood.
Mm, awesome.
He's one of my youngest students here also. This is
Matthews.
Ralph, Ralph Ed,
Hey, Matthew.
Arnold's nephew. You know, guys, I'm helping the community here. I'm teaching the kids in my area. I'm teaching them the art so that they won't be doing a lot of bullshit around.
Yeah.
So I could see how they grow. I could monitor them. I could guide them to the right way
Mm,
of life.
nice. Wow. Um,
So nothing coming.
Richard, so how are you teaching? You in person, online?
Come again?
So for your teaching, in person and online?
I didn't get really. It's what I heard is teaching and mind.
I think he asked you teaching online.
Yes. I'm teaching online.
Okay. So,
In fact, Steve, we started during the pandemic. Before the pandemic, we started it.
Yeah,
Just online.
I was the dummy.
mm,
First student. Online.
all right,
In fact,
Steve,
in fact, is Grandmaster Yuli.
you're gonna
Grandmaster
have to
Yuli
mute.
referred me to Richard. So Grandmaster Yuli referred me to Richard, and Richard accepted me.
See if you can mute, because I want to ask you, Steve.
Okay, i-mute check kung check kayo muna.
I got it. So, Steve, tell us
Yes.
about the online. You train, so obviously you're training online with him, right?
Yeah. But I will go to Cebu also because
All right, so walk us through a Zoom
you
class.
have no choice. It's better if nothing, but you need also contact.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's
100%.
contact. But me, I have a private group I train with. So me, I start with. But in fact, I was with Grandmaster Yuli, and Grandmaster Yuli, I do a lot of chatting with him. And I do some class with him by Zoom. He give me his knowledge. Because by Zoom you learn knowledge, but this guy guide you. You know what I mean? His knowledge.
Sure.
He's not skilled. He cannot give you his skill. You have to practice. You have. It's you. It's your work.
Gotta do the work, right?
Yeah. So he just guide you. So anyway, so I start with Grandmaster Yuli, and Grandmaster Yuli, he always said, okay, he show me his illustrissimo, way, his bad subu, everything, and he talk about Balakabanate and everything, and I was so at one time I was interested, I see bad subu is illustrissimo and Balakabanate, so I said, okay, I want to learn Balakabanate also, learn, I mean, know, So
Sure.
he said, okay, I introduce you to Richard. But Richard was not sure he want to teach people because, by Zoom. And he said, it's almost impossible to teach, and anything. But he tried me. And, I have a big background in martial art. I do that for 45 years around. So anyway, for a beginner, it would be very difficult for sure. But I have already a background anyway. And so Richard, I meet Richard on Zoom, and he start to teach me, and he said, good. So we do.
That's awesome. Yeah. If you got a good background and you can kind of discern what they're trying to instill in you and all that. I mean, Zooms are very,
and you
can
still
be very beneficial.
go to polish your thing, with guy like Eugene or with Abai Eugene or Abai Richard for sure, for sure.
I'm
But,
waiting for Eugene to
right to do that. You know what I
come
mean?
back
So
to Connecticut.
yeah. So me, I start a private group. So I have training partner, and I'm not instructor, but I
Right.
teach because I'm the guy who teach him. But it's Richard is the guy is my
Yeah.
supervisor. You know what I mean? And so I start that. So I have training partner. So surely,
Not
so I try
sure.
to be able to learn.
And also,
So,
Richard is Chinese, so
oh,
he can connect to your kung fu roots.
hey,
Yes,
Eugene,
yes.
can you show
Yeah,
this?
because Wing Chun,
Yes,
I do
sir.
Wing Chun, I do Xingyi, and man, when I start the Lihok of Paracon, I said, my God, it's the body movement, the whole body movement, for Chinese internal martial art like Xingyi, Bagua. So it was easy for me, to understand. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sure. Can he show
Surely.
this?
It's not a heart of arm or speed and power. No, no, no. It's
Yeah,
very
Jim
subtle.
Yuli's asking if the cycle one can be shown. Is that possible?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Richard. Yeah.
go. Richard, you have his partner with him?
Your turn, Richard. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
get mine.
All right, I gotta lower.
Okay.
Go. Sige, wala ba? Sige, wala ba? Basta wala ba? Wala ba?
Let's go. Kawit lang, nay. Kawit lang, nay. Oh. Cycle 1. In here, it's also guide. We start here because this was never given the emphasis. Why does before you bring the stick up, it should start here. We start here. Why? Because there we're practicing also the hitting. Yeah. Coordinate. You coordinate with my movement. You synchronize my movement. As I go up, his stick is also going up so that he's safe. Yeah. There. If he wants to be fast, he's haka yung stick. There. I could hit his hands to a half inch. This is how we hold the stick. Yuli told me to hold the stick like this. Nongjo, it's 1 inch protruding. When I've learned Yuli's art, GM Yuli's art, I should be I have to lower our how we hold in Balakbanati. It's a half inch so that you'll be protecting your little finger. Like this. Sintro. There. See? So, this is protecting your little finger here. When we start it like this. Okay. See how he's monitoring my stick? Because if his hands is not here, there. It's going to his eyes. That's why this is his shield. This is his shield. Here. There. It's the weight and strike. There. Now, my stick is here. Why? Why it's not like here? He can grab my stick and push it to me. I need to have my stick rest in here also. Actually, I'm also aiming. There. So, I'm using my elbow to strike and shifting my weight. See? Here. Boom. It's quick. Move forward. There. Then. There. Now, back to cycle 1. Sorry. GM Yuli. Sorry. That's of talking. Okay, 1. There. 2. Go in. There. Monitoring always. There. This is the cycle 1. Here. Okay. If he's the one feeding, I'm the one feeding here. Now he'll be feeding me. You feed. There. So I'll just shift my weight. Turn my hips like this. and monitor the ay, pagdali, ay, isang dali. I'm monitoring his state. That's why I have to slide and there. Now, I'm always prepared 2 steps ahead of the movement. That's why my hands is right here for the second movement. There. So I'll just drop my knee. There. Fine. There. Now I have to be quick because he's also using my stick to hit me my wrist. Okay. Okay. There. Then I need to see. My hands is always prepared. It's here, not here. So, yun na. Wala dito na. Ayaw, wala dito. There. So that's it. Boom. And that's cycle 1.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Yuli thanks you as well. So, closing thoughts, Maestro. What do you want? Future goals for yourself?
I need to propagate from those art. Teach it to the world. In the old days, he doesn't want to show his art. He's always hiding it. And he won't be known because of his how he's thinking, Chinese thinking. The old ways, they want to keep the art within the group, within the family.
Okay, nice.
Anyway, his art still always evolving. I'm still always martial arts is a lifetime process.
Yeah.
Absolutely on that. Well, I appreciate you guys doing this. I mean, Steve, closing thoughts for you. What would you like to, your first time experience FMA discussion? What would you like to share to the wonderful audience?
But me, I continue to train. That's almost 3 years. I do. I train. I make class every week with Abai Richard, and so I continue to have my little group here. It's very private stuff. We train Palakabanate, Leo Banate, and me, I want to continue also, to promote this martial art and mostly to keep it alive. You know what I mean? So that takes some people to learn. And this system was very, very secretive. Palakabanate was very secretive. It was an old timer. Mostly just Filipino Chinese guy. Doing that. Now Richard start to, has, like Eugene said, a handsome white guy like me. so he start to teach, to
handsome white boy.
White boy.
You can't listen to Eugene. Don't listen to Eugene. He's a bad influence.
No, I believe him. I believe him. So, yes. And I hope a lot of people will learn, will know this system, because nobody knows. Yeah. That came from Balintawak, by the way. It's a Balintawak system. It's the Balintawak method, So,
yeah.
So,
same question for you, Eugene. What do you think? Like you would like to share to the community and regarding this interview?
Yeah, this is address for everyone. First and foremost, I'm glad that Richard, show up.
Yeah,
because he's like, oh, are you sure I'm ready for that? No, you're good, man. Skill wise, you're pretty good. You just need to see the world that you're doing. That's, such a wonderful heck of a job and teaching, the art of Screama. And for me, as we all know, we all have that so-called, let's just say a smaller circle. Let's just say FMA. Even though it can be on all martial arts, we all have the commonality. We all do, we all love doing the art that we are doing. Like, you can train any system, but it's the commonality. Like that's why that's what connects us together, right?
Yes.
Like at the end of the day, if just skip and jump bypass the politics, the common our connectivity, where like you learn how to get better in different, because all arts are good. It depends on how it's being expressed, and it depends on the teacher. And Richard is one of the few teachers that I would say that he's willing to share what he got, and that's such that's such a precious gold thing, that if people, if only all of us think that way, and only if we teach that way, that like, if the best teacher to say, if you can get better, if your student get better than you, then meant to say you did your job.
I guess you did your job,
Because
right?
yeah, because I would say, no offense, but I think like 90% of all these people, they always say, okay, you're good, you're very good, Steve, but you should be not as good as me. That's how they think. Okay, and I'll die and I'll keep the secret. I know 10 techniques, I only give you two, and then two is 1.8. So that's not the way it's supposed to be in the next generation. So the best one now is, if you can teach whatever you know now, and then from there you can evolve, then you did your job. And that's probably, hopefully now, if Jogo is watching us now, which I think he is, he would be really glad to see, one guy named Richard O is, promoting the art in his own expression, and hopefully he gets better. I mean, it will get better soon, as we all know. The way he acts, the way he behaves to learn the art.
Yeah.
That's very helpful for everyone. So hopefully, all of us will just, unite, or just share notes, compare notes, and make for me, I just want to be the best version of myself in FMA, because since this is my passion. I never dreamed to be better than Yuli Rumo or Kakoy Konyete. I don't think in my lifetime I could ever be. But being as good as I am in my own version, I'm really contented with that. And then if I can share to the next generation, and hopefully they can get better too than what I got now, from based on what I taught them, then I did my job.
Hey man, I couldn't say that better. Like, being the best version of yourself and giving the best version to your students. I mean, like, what else could you do or try to strive for, and be a good member of the community? You know what I mean? Like, properly.
Rather than knowing 10 things and then just teach the student 2, and then it's 1.8. I think, it's that's the best way. Like, if for me, in my book, if I were to write a book, if Steve is my teacher, if I'm the student, I'm supposed to be better than him in years to come.
You are better.
Rather than, because the way I look at it now, that if I might be wrong, you can correct if I'm wrong, but most FMA, I would say now, like, of course you have to pray to, who lead us to this, where we are now. But some of us, we it's like, it seems to be watered down. Like, oh, my master know 10 techniques. Oh, I'm closer now. I know 1.8. But it's supposed to be the other way around. And I hope, moving forward, all of us think like that. New generations. We're no longer, we're supposed not to be using anymore from typewriter all back to abacus, but supposed to be like typewriter to touch phone or touch screen. It's more advanced. It's supposed to be better. And hopefully, guys have heard that, and hopefully you think like that. And maybe the FMA from now, or martial arts as a whole, is supposed to be better than it used to. That's just my thought.
No, I think it was well said, well put, what you just said.
Your English is so good, man.
No, man. But you're more handsome than I am. And Dean, Richard, you never call Richard. He didn't want to be called Maestro. He only calls himself Abai, but you can call Dean GLM. You can call Dean GLM. Good looking man.
GLM, good looking.
Oh my God, Dean Franco.
My hero.
Team Franco.
Jesus. So, all right, let's get Abai back on here, and we'll close out. I want to thank all you guys. Appreciate it. This was great. Appreciate Steve organizing this, and Eugene jumping in. And thank you, bye, Richard. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, and also thank you also for giving us a chance to show non-deaf art of the living stick.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm glad Steve suggested
Thanks for having us, Dean. That's exciting.
Well deserved.
Presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Dean.
Salamat sa
Keep your good work.
Keep up the good work, Dean. You're doing an epic job. That's awesome.
Well, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you soon. Well, actually, August 4th and 5th.
Indeed, sir. Yep.
All right, guys. You guys take care. You know.
Salamat
Thank you,
po.
sir. Salamat.
The Led Zeppelin next time, Steve.
No,
You're gonna be-
not
you're-
the next one. The next one.
You're gonna be on the
Please.
hook. I'm not gonna forget. Led Zeppelin next time. And that, folks, wraps up my gosh, 429. Yeah. Who is next? Darren Friesen. I have to get him on. So that should be sometime early, mid next week. Darren Friesen. Okay, folks. And by that time, we'll be kind of, well, getting close to August already. Wow. Years flying by. All right, guys. Thank you all that watched, jumped in, commented, asked questions. Thank you so much. Really interesting guy. It's system. Love it. Let me see if I missed anything as far as comments. And no. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you for jumping in, and we'll see you next time.